The proposal to grant a Lifetime Achievement Award to a prominent, unnamed public figure has precipitated a major schism within the Catholic Church, laying bare the tension between institutional outreach and doctrinal fidelity. The core conflict revolves around whether the Church should prioritize recognizing an individual's broad humanitarian contributions, or if it must refuse such recognition due to the recipient's public stances on key moral issues that diverge from established Catholic teachings. This situation transcends a simple disagreement. It represents a deep ideological struggle over the Church's role in the secular world. Analysis: reasons for the conflict. The controversy is fueled by two distinct and competing philosophies regarding the Church's mission: engagement versus purity. Reasons from proponents: engagement. Those advocating for the award view it as a necessary act of bridge building and outreach. They argue that the Church should act as a field hospital, meeting people where they are and celebrating the common ground shared with the secular world. This perspective emphasizes the Church's mission to contribute to the common good through philanthropy, social justice, and humanitarian efforts, areas where the proposed recipient excels. To deny the award would be seen as unnecessarily sectarian and isolationist, further painting the Church as an institution focused only inward, unable to appreciate positive contributions outside its immediate jurisdiction. Proponents believe this recognition could open new avenues for dialogue and cooperation. Reasons from opponents: purity. Conversely, opponents fear that granting the award constitutes a damaging tacit endorsement of the recipient's views that are contrary to Church doctrine, particularly on sensitive issues like life, marriage, or family structure. For them, moral authority is paramount. They worry that celebrating someone while publicly dissenting on core moral teachings sends a confusing, contradictory message to the faithful and effectively compromises the institution's prophetic voice. This group prioritizes upholding the integrity and clarity of doctrine, arguing that the Church's primary service to the world is its unwavering moral clarity, which cannot be sacrificed for temporary public relations benefits or the appearance of goodwill. Consequences of the decision. The outcome, regardless of the decision, carries significant and complex consequences, both internally and externally. If the award is given, the most immediate consequence would be internal alienation and disunity. The conservative factions within the clergy and laity would feel betrayed, potentially leading to reduced financial support, public dissent from bishops, and a general erosion of trust in the leadership. Conversely, external goodwill might increase, positioning the Church as more open-minded, modern, and compassionate to those outside the faith. This outcome risks trading internal coherence for external approval. If the award is withheld, withholding the award could reinforce an image of rigidity and intolerance in the eyes of the secular world. The Church would miss a significant opportunity for positive engagement, and the move could be framed by media and critics as petty or overly dogmatic. However, this action would simultaneously reaffirm the fidelity of the institution to its traditional base, clarifying that moral consistency is non-negotiable, thereby strengthening the confidence of those who value doctrinal adherence above all else. This outcome risks sacrificing outreach for clarity. Prediction and potential solutions. Prediction. Given the current climate of the global Church, which is undergoing a period of intense focus on synodality and balancing tradition with modernity, a few outcomes are plausible. The most likely prediction is an indefinite postponement or silent cancellation of the award. High-ranking officials often choose this diplomatic route to avoid making a final decision that would instantly alienate one major faction. If forced to choose, the institution will likely err on the side of doctrinal clarity in the end, as maintaining the consistency of faith is considered its fundamental mission, meaning the award would ultimately be denied or significantly downsized to a less public service award. Potential solutions. Rather than forcing a binary choice, the Church has several diplomatic and structural solutions. 1. Reframe the award's focus. Instead of a Lifetime Achievement Award for the individual, create a new, lower-profile award given to the charitable organization founded or heavily supported by the individual. This separates the institution's recognition from the individual's personal moral stances. 2. Issue a clarifying statement. If the award is given, it must be paired with a public statement emphasizing that the honor recognizes only the specific humanitarian works and in no way constitutes an endorsement of the recipient's positions on disputed moral issues. 3. Prioritize doctrinally neutral dialogue. Shift focus from giving awards to promoting quiet, behind-the-scenes dialogue with high-profile individuals, demonstrating respect for their work without requiring public-facing, divisive ceremonies. This dispute is less about the award itself and more about the ongoing identity crisis within the church. Whether it chooses to be a community defined primarily by its strict boundaries or by its radical engagement with the whole of humanity.